Okay, so now we can do this high-fidelity globe on the web. We're empowering software developers. But we also want to be able to put individual 3D models there. So think maybe a satellite, and the satellite has solar panels, and we want to be able to see those solar panels pointing towards the sun to power that. We wanted to also make sure that there are lots of options to be able to create this 3D content, to be able to use tools like the open source Blender or Max and Maya, so that artists could create this and bring it into that virtual globe. Well, there was one format out there called COLLADA. It was an XML-based format. It didn't feel like it was appropriate for the web. Maybe it wouldn't be efficient enough to be able to download and render on the web. So I did what many reasonable engineers would do, and I started making my own format. I thought, oh, this is going to be really efficient, perfect for the web. I'm very happy to say that I also noticed that Khronos, the same group that created WebGL, the open standard for 3D on the web, was working on an open standard for 3D models that could be very efficient on the web, and it's called glTF, for the GL transmission format. It turned out that the design was almost identical to what I was designing. So when we saw that, we said, whoa, well, let's start using this, let's start contributing to this, let's start talking to these folks. And it was very early days, right? The ecosystem at the time was really two open source engines and then a converter from COLLADA and OBJ. But over the years, as we worked with the community to create this 3D model format, it got very widely adopted to what we see here today. And one of the key milestones there was Microsoft was doing 3D for everyone, and they were looking for a 3D model format, and they came to Khronos and glTF. They wanted a phone call, and I remember I was on vacation. I was at the beach, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be important, though. We need to take this call. And when they adopted it, it really helped create this inflection point. And now we see it widely adopted among authoring tools, converters, desktop engines, web engines,